Hello there, 7th and 8th grade mid-state jazz trombone auditionees. I hope you watched the first video, the introductory one. If you didn't, stop now, go back and do that. Stuff in there that you need to know. All right, so I'm looking first at the one called Sliding into Home. All right, which is slow swing. It's slow, I don't have to practice that one. Okay, so here we go. That's a G sharp for the first note, a G sharp. Some countries known as A flat, but not this one. It's G sharp. It's going to be in the next measure. That's right, good boy. Almost on pitch. So, couple things. You got a D, fourth note in the third note in the first full measure. I would play that in a flat fourth position. See if you can see the slide. You're going to get a more jerky sound. Don't be a jerk. You're going to get a more jerky, and it's going to bounce around. But if you do that, think about the flow. I'm going 2, 3, 4, 3, 2. So it's just an in and out smooth direction with the slide. When you do slide technique like that, it can have a really a good effect on what you're playing, whether it be this or something else. All right, so think about the tempo before you start, because that's a pickup that's on the and into the first measure. So be thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, ba-dee-da-dee. Right? So don't just suddenly jump right in there, and you gotta kind of feel where beat 1 is. 1, 2, 3. 1. Okay. Now, the note in measure 2, full measure 2 and measure 4. Except I think on this, that's 5. Okay, well, the quarter notes that are on beat 1 that have this over them. Number 1, they're going to be short, but avoid hurting men, women, children, babies, dogs, and cats. Go ahead and hurt the cats. Okay, but don't splat that. Do that. The other thing that you'll tend to do in a slow swing is kind of push that note ahead a little bit, and you're going to play it like on the last part of 4 instead of waiting to 1. Ba-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da, da-da-da. Ba-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da, dot. Think triplets on swing triplets on the tied note. Let's see. Think it, don't actually play it. I was just doing that for demonstration. You might do that a few times so you kind of get the feel of it. Because people will put that note right before it and they'll go. That's too soon, too soon. Everything has a time and place, my friends. Thing number 2. This could go for some of the concert band stuff. In fact, I said it on pretty much everybody's audition because everybody has something to deal with this. It says piano. Excuse me. Don't play so soft that nothing comes out. The worst thing in the world. Well, I don't know about the worst thing in the world, but a bad thing is to go, oh, gotta play soft, gotta play soft. And then nothing comes out. Destroys your whole day. Might as well go home and eat Cheetos and watch reruns of I Love Lucy or something. Okay, so that was pretty out there, wasn't it? So just play with a comfortable, good sound. That's piano. and then you're going to get to mezzo forte, you're going to get forte. They're just going to be more than that. That's all there is to it. Okay. You might also do something dynamically on those quarter note measures. The so those quarter notes, you're going to want to go dot, da, da. Never cut the note off with your tongue, except in places like that. Dot, da, da. Okay? So we want them to have substance, though. Don't make them too short. That is not an accent. It's this kind of accent. So it's got to have a little. It's got to have a little substance to it. Okay. Okay. Enough talking about that. How about I go on? Okay. Second line, second measure, which theoretically should actually be measure 1, 2, 3, 4, measure 5, but according to the numbering system here, it's 6. I'll tell Dr. Jamie Simmons. Okay. Anyway. Okay, all about articulation. Dot, dee, dee, dot, dee, dee, dot. Remember those eighth notes I was talking about in the video that you may not have watched? Mm-hmm. So if here we go. Here's this stuff. And I'm not going to play the eighth note smooth, but I'm going to swing them. I'm swinging. No, you're not. Okay, smooth. Go back and watch the first video. I've shown you how to correct that, so you never play what I just did. I'd play that D in first. Make sure you pay attention to that. You got 3 notes in a row. They're all the same. F, F, F. But it's do, do, dot, do, do, dot. Articulation. All about articulation there. Other thing I want to point out in that passage was, excuse me, allergy season. Da 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 da. It's real easy to rush that. Okay, make sure you're playing on the beat. Ba ba do dot, ba da do dot, da da, ba da do dee dot, dee ba da ba da dee dot. Okay, so that you don't rush the beat there. All right. So far, so good. Okay, going on. Find something that's forte, but again, don't hurt people. Played that B flat there in a sharp fifth. I don't think I would, like in real life, but it's a possibility. If you do it and it works, good for you. If it doesn't, don't ever do it. I want to talk about the little glissandos, the ones that are written. Don't overdo them. I'll pick on you, hey, because that's what this is for. Middle school kids are probably the worst about this. High school kids will do it too, though. They'll see a little dip, a little glissando, and they'll just make it way too obnoxious. Like, I've heard this in the past years. It's just a little bitty. It's about this big. Okay, it's only this big. It's not like that big. I don't even have my lens when it's sideways. It's not like that big. It's this big. It's just a little subtle. What did you guys say now? Be mindful. Be demure. Okay, of your glissando. D. glissandi. So just a little. So you just go out right beyond the position. So the first one's an A, second, just gotta go kind of a little bit below it, all right? Should I go one position, 1.5 position, 2, 3? If you got to think it that much, you don't need to play it at all, okay? So as long as I'm on that, I want to go back. There were not glissando little thing he's written in the beginning, but I played some. That's my interpretation. If you like it and it works and it sounds natural, great. If it sounds mechanical when you do it and you just can't get that to work, then don't do it. That's just my interpretation. That would be how I would play that if I were auditioning, or if I were, if this was a jazz band chart and I was playing lead. I was like, hey, everybody, this is how we're going to do that. The stuff like. I did that on every time I had that figure. Interpretation-wise, that's mine. I had a band director ask me, comment to me one time. He says, actually, this summary is like, what do you think about if they put like extra things like rollantondos and stuff like that, and change dynamics from what, or like dynamics that are not written in the piece? I said, I think that's great. That's musicality. I said, oh, I don't like my kids to do that, because if it's not written specifically, they should never do it. Okay, I disagree violently with that person. I didn't hurt them, don't worry. But it's like that's the musicality category. If it sounds good and it's not obnoxious, yeah, you should play these things for other people. If you want to like record them and send me and say, what do you think of this? Believe me, I'll tell you. Don't do it unless you got a thick skin. Well, your tone sounds like poo, and you're missing half the notes, and you're not doing anything that was in my videos, so I don't know what you're wasting my time. I'll be very, very honest, okay? But if you can't find somebody else, record it, send it to me. I don't mind. I won't even charge you for it. But realize that if it's really funny, I may spread it all over the internet. Okay. So, all right, last line. Yacked a lot in this, haven't I? There's one of them little boogers. If you got a valve, which I don't on this horn, bum ba bop, bum ba bop. Okay. If not, I go out to 6. Okay, go out to 6 for the F's. After the D, go out there. I don't know, it's out of tune out there. No, it's not. You may be playing it out of tune, but the note is not. Okay, so here. Match it up. Okay, that's why you practice. Okay, so you get out there in 6, and then you've got. So there's no need to go. You'll miss that. So don't do it. Okay? All right. So that's one. That's sliding into home. All right. Happy tromboning.